In this video, I'm going to demonstrate how to create an informed consent for your patient. The first thing we need to do is go into a patient file. So I'm just going to pull up a dummy file so that we can all look at this together. As you are building your treatment plan, you'll see the items start to list below here. So I'm going to go ahead and add 4 quadrants of scaling and route planning to this patient. And I'm going to add a fluoride treatment because I know I'm going to do that near the end. And I believe that's all. Okay, so now it's time to build my treatment plan. The treatment plan shows the patient what services they're going to receive, what the cost or potential cost of those services are, even though we don't actually charge in our clinic. And then the informed consent part of the document tells them the risks, benefits, alternatives, and all of those things are required for a proper informed consent. So the first thing I need to do is click on treatment plan. You can also get out of this screen and click on treatment plan from the top of the toolbar. But since I'm already here, it's the easiest just to go from here. So I'm going to enter today's date as the description. This will help us if we need to create additional treatment plans to be able to identify the plans by date. And in this screen, and I'll make it larger, if you have any assessment items that are still waiting to be walked out, those items are going to be listed here as well. But we only want to add in treatment plan items to our treatment plan. So make sure that you only click the treatment items that you want to pull in. Oops. And then I can click Use Selected Planned Services. So that's going to pull them into my treatment plan. And then I can actually use this to sequence the items in the way that I want them to be so that they show up nicely for me. So I want these to be 1s and these to be 2s. And this is going to be a 2. And then if you hit the hashtag, it's going to reorder them for you in the order that you put them. Okay, so the next part of this is to add informed consent. This is done directly from this screen, and if you see right above where my pointer is, there is a line that says informed consent. I'm going to go ahead and click New. Oh, it's going to ask me to save my plan. Yes, I want to save my plan. Okay, so this is where I am building my informed consent, and most of this stuff is going to remain blank, but here in the narrative, this is where the informed consent documents go. So I'm going to pull in from the auto note the informed consents that I need for my patient. So you scroll down to treatment informed consent. I'm doing a D4341. So I'm going to go ahead and enter that. And what that's going to do is populate the informed consent document for you. So this has all of the procedure, the nature and purpose of the procedure, the benefits, risks, alternatives, and potential outcomes if refused. Those are all of the legal requirements for an informed consent. And then right underneath here, oh, and I have fluoride. I need to do fluoride, so I'm going to just click Enter twice to separate the informed consents. So let me pull in the fluoride one. And here it is. Okay, so now I have my SRP and fluoride informed consents. Right underneath here it says, I understand the recommended treatment for my conditions, the risks for such treatment, any alternatives in their risks, as well as the consequences of doing nothing. All fees have been explained, all of my questions have been answered, and I have not been offered any guarantees. This is a legal disclaimer for us. So here in this box, the patient is going to sign, accept signature, and then as the student, you are going to sign here as the witness. So you want to make sure this is a legal document. You want to make sure that you've done everything you're supposed to do on this document so that you can, if an issue arises, you can feel confident that you did what you were supposed to do. So I'm going to accept that signature, and now I'm ready to create the consent. Right here in the lower right-hand corner is the Create Consent document. I'm going to click that. Just ignore that if it comes up. Okay, so here is my informed consent agreement, which has the treatment potential costs. So here's where you can explain to the patient the cost savings that they're having in our clinic. And then it has all of the informed consent information here and the patient's signature. At this point, we would print the informed consent and give a copy to the patient. So every patient in our clinic is going to receive a copied informed consent document. If you have any questions about how to create an informed consent, ask your professor before asking to be graded, or shoot me an email.